let's do a quick reaction. We got like 15 minutes left. Ian said to. I don't know if I want to watch the first TikTok. Maybe we'll just get right into the second one, which is about the whole cancel. This guy's expressing a sentiment about cancel culture, pretty much. So let's get that pulled up and let's see what he has to say and let's react to it.
Are we really going to create a culture where we're going to rid him of his livelihood for some stupid tweets when he was a teenager? Because I tell you what, I don't know a single human being that's not cracked a slightly inappropriate, either slash partly racist joke in their lifetime. And this idea that publicly we're all angels, perfect angels, who are here to judge others to the same standard of false perfection that we portray is just like deeply toxic. And then also on the idea of like free speech, we're now stopping the best ideas because we're judging them based on whether they fit or not. And this is, again, we talked about divergent thinking and thinking, having more diverse thoughts and accepting them and welcoming them and interrogating them for their merit, not whether they fit. Are we?
Yeah, I like what he said. I agree with what he said. I think that's going on right now, especially because of, I don't know if it's because of cancel culture, but at least that is what's going on, is people have say things because they want to fit in, not because they actually want to have, what was the word, divergent discussion, something like that, like pretty much critical thinking discussions, like in depth, like revealing vulnerable conversations, like this is what I think, I'm open to being critiqued, blah blah blah. And we can't do that without someone trying to, as he said, ruin our lives because we are perfect angels and we must be, and everyone must be perfect. Like, I don't know, I agree with him. I think right now the whole culture is just, as he said, toxic.
Yeah, I definitely agree with it too, man. It's really funny because as much as I guess like 5 years ago we made so much fun of China for having this social currency and all this stuff like that, and we're like, look at them, they're all communists, are turning into a fucking hive mind, but we're doing it to ourselves. We're fucking forming our own little hive minds on Twitter and eventually canceling the people that are divergent, and it's just like, what the fuck, man? I thought the whole point was to get away from that, but we're bringing it on to ourselves. And so
I'm reluctant to say we're doing it to ourselves, even though I don't think we're completely doing it to ourselves.
We are.
I don't think completely.
We are. Because we is we.
The reason why I don't say
We is we.
I'm trying to formulate the sentence because our entertainment industry right now is completely dominated with the more progressive leaning mentality of thinking. Then the news media, for the longest time, it's been very liberal and progressive leaning. Only recently that Fox has always been conservative, but not really. Maybe more recently, but like not really. And
he spoke on China.
I know on China and how they think one way, but
the country. So we is we. Americans did this to Americans.
I actually don't think it's just America.
You
It's
just
the
haven't
West
properly
in
promoted
general.
the American ideal of free speech, and you can say what you want to say. For the longest time, it's like again, what this guy's saying. What fits right now? What fits is what's popular when it comes to our entertainment, because
Cookie
what we
cutter
digest
responses,
to be
cliches.
all that stuff. If you say anything that goes against this, we're going to cancel you. With like media, news, like all that stuff, like schools now, like that's what it is. That's why I understand when you say we did it to ourselves, because like you say, we're Americans. We, even if they are progressives or left leaning, right, like wherever the spectrum is, even though like we're still we. If you thought there was too much on that side, you should have spoke up more. Like the accountability, responsibility. I get it.
Facts.
But that's why we're seeing it more, like different podcasts. You can give credit to who are the right leaning guys? Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Candace, like all of them. Like people, there's finally another side of the conversation finally getting spoken.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, fuck all three of them folks that you just named. But continue.
But they're recognizable names when it comes to that side,
I
and I agree
understand.
they're on that side. What I hope from this is, because this goes to your point you've always said, and I agree with this completely, is we overcorrect.
Yeah.
We had too much of one side. Now I named those guys, and as you said, I don't even like those people because it's an overcorrection to the other side.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people would agree, or if y'all would agree. That's why I would hope something like our podcast kind of gets going. But it's like I lean more to the right, you more center, Doc more left, and we're able to sit down and have these like critical discussions. We clearly see the world differently. We see things differently. Like even with the one we just reacted to, which what was her freaking name? Kathy Hotshow, the little church thing.
Ugh.
We both saw that differently. I was bothered. He wasn't. Why were you bothered? Why am I bothered? And we were able to dissect that because we have different perspectives on it. And that, like we said with the whole Sarah Silverman, how we need these different perspectives because it actually helps us progress.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If you actually want progress, you need to have something to bounce these ideals off of, this perspective off of. Like, that's why, I don't know. I just,
Like, I
for the
mean,
longest
we're
time, we
always
haven't been actually
adjusting.
feeding these conversations. It's just been like, no, you got to speak this way.
No, I agree with you because, like, for example, we're always adjusting. Like with everything we have going on with the gender positive movement. I guess that's the best way to say it, or gender
Or you could say
whatever
with the fat
movement or
positive
whatever.
movement, or that's probably not the right
Like we
word.
have that
Body
spa
positivity,
thing,
there you
right?
go.
We have that spa thing. So now we understand. Okay, look, we understand that identification and all that stuff is fluid and all that, but now we're creating a gray area where pedos or whatever can exist and kind of manipulate, you know what I'm saying, what society is moving towards. So now we have to add a correction or we have to do something here to stop that. So we're always adjusting. So I understand, but we can't prevent everything from happening because then we won't know what to adjust to and we'll be
from.
stagnant.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, if that's why I say it's like growing pains. When ideas are always new, we're always, as Americans, as people, we're going to take it too far. And so when we take it too far, we're going to say, okay, not that again. And so we always do stuff in fear of not that again. But we should also still be moving forward. And you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like when everything becomes cliche and everything becomes what you should say, then we kind of never explore the realm of possibilities. And so it's just like, also, we're not kind of genuine to our own thoughts because then we kind of, I mean, we do it already, but it would just suck to have to feel one way about something and then always not be able to speak on the way you feel about it.
Question it or anything.
And then,
like
you know what I'm saying, you almost have to hide how you genuinely feel about stuff because you're scared of the repercussions. And I'm not saying, oh, I feel all black people ain't shit. If that's my feeling, I should go out and say it because, I want progress. No, that's not what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, there are critiques of new ideas that should be allowed to be said so that way we can address them. And I just feel like we've been dodging a lot of that shit. I ain't got shit else to say about that.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say.
I kind of look at mass speech and like the whole social media advent of it as like a giant school of fish. And you ever watch like giant schools of fish in like documentaries?
Yeah.
Like they all move in one direction. As soon as they see a predator, they all go left.
Yep.
They'll
they're,
go
like, in
high or
sync.
low. Yeah. And so I kind of see Twitter and feeds like that operate in that mentality in my mind. And so whenever there's just like, Judge Kavanaugh is accused for, the Me Too movement, and you see all the fish just move that direction and stuff like that. And I think that it's definitely brought justices and like what's the word I'm looking for? Like terrible acts to light and stuff like that. And so it's done a lot of justice, and so people are really about it right now. But I think the moment it starts causing enough injustices is when it's going to turn over. And I think it's already started. Like there's a lot more individualism. I see so many creators on YouTube, so many individualists. Everyone's starting to do podcasts and stuff like that because people are starting to be like, nah, I need to get out of the fish school. Like I need to actually speak my mind and do all this stuff. And yeah, I definitely think that a lot of people are kind of getting against it. Um, a lot of people especially in the circles I kind of walk around, people are getting sick of like cancel culture. I don't know anybody that is genuinely pro cancel culture, which is kind of weird to say, but I've never met a single person that admits it. That says like, yeah, I'm
I
totally
love
for
canceling shit.
Yeah, I love doing that. I wake up in the morning so I can freaking scour Twitter to see what the next, travesty is so I can cancel them. Like I don't know anybody that does that. So
Niggas need to cancel forest fires.
yeah,
Cancel
right?
AIDS.
Fight justice for my Twitter account on my phone while I'm on the fucking can.
Twitter justice words. All right.
It's just like, well, let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
I guess what the last thing I was gonna say is just Yeah, I don't want it to get to a point to where something really bad does happen. I just think that when something really bad does happen, like if we go far enough to let this this forceful nature of everybody has to be on the same page create a very terrible travesty, whatever it is. After that, I think it'll disperse, and then people will be like, "Fuck, we're not gonna do that anymore." Even companies now are starting to be like, "Shit, last time we bought in on whatever hashtag, and we came up broke. We thought it was gonna profit, but no." And it's like shit, and they're having to like also lose profits off of morality, which isn't a bad thing. It's just one of those things where like at some point like there's a balancing act to it, or you can't follow every single indignity on the planet because you can't just fucking pull Nike to save all the minks. You can't just pull Nike to fucking get all the bottle caps out of a single pond and stuff like that. It's I think it's just gonna get a little bit too much, and we're just gonna have to see where that goes.
Yeah, man.
Wait, hold on. I gotta say this on the podcast. I don't care if you clip it or do whatever you gotta do. R. Kelly was pulling up to middle schools and high schools. Pulling up to the middle school, R. Kelly in his car when they getting off school. And you telling me he the only one who's going to jail? He went broke paying parents of the kids. They all need to go to jail. R. Kelly was pulling up to middle schools. Middle schools. R. Kelly.
Yo, you made it to the end. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching Fake Deep Thinking. If you like the show, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and to share. We really appreciate everything and appreciate you. So take it easy. Peace.
Peace.
Have a good day.